Hello everyone, welcome back to A Wild Approach. My name is Macy Lou, and today I'm going to be showing you 5 more small native trees for your butterfly garden. Tree number 1 is the pawpaw tree, aka Asimina triloba. Pawpaw is the host plant to the zebra swallowtail butterflies. This tree, when mature, produces edible fruits for humans. The flowers can smell unpleasant to us as they are meant to attract flies and gnats. This tree can be seen growing in sun or shade, but lots of folks say that it's best to give them shade when they are young saplings or seedlings, and then gradually acclimate them to sun if you're wanting to grow them in the full sun. This can be accomplished by using shade cloths and removing them once they are mature enough. These trees naturally grow near streams, rivers, and other water bodies. To see a fantastic colony of pawpaw trees, you've got to go to Seven Islands State Birding Park, which is in Kodak, Tennessee, because it is glorious. It's beautiful. If you go there, you're going to see beyond this pedestrian bridge, there's like this really large pedestrian bridge that gets you from one side over to the other side of the river. And there's this island, and there are all these pawpaw trees, damselflies, butterflies, cardinal flowers, hummingbirds, and so many more cool things to see. I think this is also the spot where I took the picture of the cicada, which, if you don't know, I did a painting based off of that photo of that cicada, and I turned it into not only an oil painting, but also stickers. So I will show that on the screen right now so you can see that. Seven Islands is where I took that photo, and so love that place. I've only been there a handful of times, but I've been different times of the year, and it never disappoints me. It's always amazing. There's also always something to see, and anytime someone tells me that anyone that lives in the local area or semi-local area tells me they haven't been there, I'm like, you have to go. All right. So, anyways, this tree, the pawpaw, is the only host plant that I know of for the zebra swallowtail butterflies, at least in my region. If there are other host plants in other regions, I'm just not aware, so look into that. Everything that I put in these videos, it's meant to be a starting point. I'm never wanting to be the end-all, be-all final destination for you guys. I want you to do your own independent research on all these plants that I bring up to you. It's mostly just a way to organize things into categories for you to make it easier for you. So the host plants for these butterflies can vary region to region and state to state. And so it's really important that you supplement what you're watching here on this channel with local butterfly guides, local native plant guides, boneapp.org, which I reference a lot in this video, and any kind of local to you guides, as well as your National Wildlife Federation website, where you can go and look at your local native plants, your local keystone species, and your local butterfly host plants. Hi guys, could you hit the like button underneath this video? It helps me know which videos resonate most with you guys. Do you need a short, quick guide to get started in wildlife gardening? Well, turns out I've got just the thing. I just came out with a new free ebook just for you, and it's called A Wild Approach to Gardening 101, and it's available on my website today at macylou.com/shop. It's free, so go check it out. What do you have to lose? So that being said, let's move on into more about the pawpaw tree. I currently have 6 individual pawpaw trees on my property. 4 of them are seedlings, and 2 of them are more mature and have been planted via an actual pot into the ground years ago. And so those are obviously more mature, further along than my seedlings. My seedlings have been, I think I seeded them last year, maybe the year before, but I think I seeded them, no, maybe it was the year before. I can't remember, but it was either last year or the year before, and they are really small still, and they are growing well so far. The 4 seedlings that I started by direct sowing, I sowed them from seeds that I thought had dried out and wouldn't germinate. I was wrong, thankfully, and most of those seeds germinated just fine. So I've been occasionally supplementally watering them to get them going. In my experience, these trees are slow growing, but you may have more favorable conditions in your garden, and so therefore you may have better results than me. Give them a try, especially if you can get your hands on local seeds from a friend or something like that. I got mine from a native seed and plant swap a few years ago, and again, I didn't think they would do anything because I was always told that these seeds have to be kept moist before sowing them, not just when sowing them, but up until that point. So like wherever you store them, they need to be moist. But these, to me, looked dried out. I actually didn't think they would do anything, and here they are. Almost all of them germinated. I think maybe 1 or 2 didn't. So it's pretty impressive. I don't usually have a lot of luck direct seeding trees for whatever reason. I just don't usually have great luck with it. There is a fantastic content creator called Trees from Seed, and he posts on Facebook and maybe other places too, maybe YouTube, but I'm not sure about that. But he posts on Facebook. He does some amazing stuff direct sowing tree seeds. And I think my main issue is watering. I think that since I have such a well-drained garden for the most part, there's some areas that aren't, but most of my garden is well drained. And there's a lot of just beating down blazing sun in most of my garden as well. And there's the heat island effect. And I am just not great at going around the entire garden and watering these spread out direct sown seeds. And so I think that's why some things I just don't have good luck with germinating. But for some reason, the pawpaws, I've had great luck with those. I don't know why. I did not expect it because, again, I'm in a well-drained, hot, sunny garden, and most of them I direct sowed in a more part sun location or a more shady location, and maybe that has helped me. But so far so good. And actually, I do need to make a quick correction because as I said, 4 of those seedlings I have were grown from seed, but I forgot that one of them wasn't direct sown in the ground and stayed there permanently. One of them I sowed in a pot and then transplanted out into the garden within a year or less, a few months or so from when I sowed the seed or whatever. And so it got a pretty big root on it, and it was actually surprising how long that root got. And so keep that in mind with pawpaw. Is if you're gonna grow it in a pot, just be really careful, because the bigger the pot, and I had it in a huge pot, the more root you're gonna have to dig a hole for. And I was really lucky because where I was planting it was sandy, and so it was super easy to dig. The rest of my garden is not like that. So I really lucked out with that. But just a disclaimer, so that means that 3 of mine are legit direct sown seedlings, just seeds directly in the ground. 1 was in a pot and then moved to the ground, and I sowed it from seed in the pot and transplanted it. And then 2 were bought, and they were bought already potted and then put in the ground. So anyway, I'm saying that because I have people that are interested in pawpaws. So if you're sick of the pawpaw part of the conversation, you can skip ahead in the video. But I know people want to hear really specific growing conditions for pawpaw and like how to take care of them and things like that. And so these are things I really want to share. So anyway, moving on. All right. Pawpaw trees get 15 to 30 feet tall, and they prefer medium or wet soil and full sun or partial shade. They're great for rain gardens or near ponds. Always plant at least 2 pawpaws if you want the fruits. Make sure the 2 pawpaws that you plant are genetically different and are not clones. This is really important because they need, I forget exactly how this works, but they need 2 different ones in order to pollinate and produce the fruits. And another disclaimer, none of my pawpaws have bloomed yet. Again, 2 of them are more mature, but even they have not bloomed yet. So we're talking early stages here in my garden of pawpaws. And I also haven't seen zebra swallowtail caterpillars on my pawpaws yet, but I have been looking, I've been watching, and as soon as I see that, I'm going to share that because that is really why I planted them. But they're also really attractive trees and they can have really pretty fall color. It's like a yellow, and so I don't know, I just really love how they look, how the leaves look as they grow. They kind of like droop down, and it's just, to me, it's really pretty and attractive. But I think that's everything on the pawpaw other than the native range. And so if there's any questions, just leave them in the comments down below. Again, I've planted most of mine in either partial shade or full shade, and I only have one of them in full sun. And it seems to be doing pretty good. It had a little bit of scorch like the first few months that it was in its full sun spot. I have not used shade cloths on any of these, so keep that in mind. But so far this year, it's looking a lot better. It's getting a little bit more protection from shorter plants that are growing around it, but they're just tall enough that they're still taller than the pawpaw, so I think that that's giving it a little bit of protection. But again, it's not full-blown summer yet. You know, we're still in spring, so actually, what's the first day of summer? I forget. But anyway, as I'm filming this, it's May 13th, and so it's not quite summer yet, so we will see how it does then. But that being said, here's the native range of pawpaw in the green according to bonap.org. Small tree for your butterfly garden number 2. It is American Hornbeam, aka Carpinus caroliniana. This tree attracts more than 60 species of Lepidoptera. So when we talked about the pawpaw, we were just talking about it attracting zebra swallowtail butterflies. And that's because zebra swallowtail butterflies specialize on that plant, and in my area don't really have any other plant to eat when it comes to their caterpillar stage. But American Hornbeam, however, we're more focused on a generality. So it attracts more than 60 species of Lepidoptera. Lepidoptera is the category of butterflies and moths. And this tree can get 20 to 30 feet tall. This tree is very tolerant of heavy shade, but it is sensitive to heat, drought, and soil compaction. So just keep that in mind if you have those issues in your garden. Plant it in sandy or clay loams with high organic matter and give it consistent moisture. It's an understory tree that needs partial or full shade. The fall color on this one is fantastic and a great reason enough to grow the tree. The bark is unusual, giving you winter interest. Here's the native range of American Hornbeam in the green according to bonap.org. And small tree number 3 for your butterfly garden is chokecherry. Chokecherry is also known as Prunus virginiana, and it can get 20 to 30 feet tall. This genus supports 429 species of Lepidoptera. You heard that right. It supports 429 Lepidoptera species. We couldn't possibly name all those in this video, so we just have an in general statement. It blooms April to May. It prefers full sun to part shade and medium or dry soil. It's tolerant of drought and shallow, rocky soil. And if you haven't noticed, this tree is related very closely to my larger tree that I have called Prunus serratina, which is the black cherry. Now that's in our large tree episode. If you want to check out our large trees for the butterfly garden video, I will leave a link in the description or the comments, whatever the case may be, so you can check that out. But this is a smaller version of that and is a different species, but very closely related and looks very, very similar. And sometimes it's hard to tell it apart when the black cherry is young and you compare it to a chokecherry because, you know, a black cherry starts out small and it grows over time. So until it's fully mature, it's kind of harder to tell them apart. But there are ways to tell them apart, and you can do your own research on that. Here's the native range of this tree according to bonap.org in the green. And number 4 on our small native trees list for your butterfly garden is buttonbush. I know, it says button bush, so it's technically a shrub, but hear me out. Buttonbush, aka Cephalanthus occidentalis, can get 5 to 10 feet tall, sometimes taller. I've seen it limbed up as a tree form online, and so that's why I'm including it in this list. It may depend on where you grow it, but it can get larger than that supposed 10 feet max, even up to 20 feet tall. So now you can probably understand why I have added it to this list, because it can get tree form. It attracts butterflies to the blooms, and it is a host to moths. This tree needs consistently moist to wet, rich soil in full or partial sun. This is one of those shrubs or small trees that you could really use around your pond, around a lake, near a stream, any kind of water area, wetland area. It is great for that. It loves that kind of soil, and it can handle a little bit of flooding. It can handle just a lot of water. So here's the native range of this tree or shrub in the green according to bonap.org. And number 5 on our small native trees for your butterfly garden list is common witch hazel, Hamallius virginiana, which I probably butchered, but it's okay. This one can get between 15 and 30 feet tall. It attracts 62 species of Lepidoptera. It needs full sun or partial shade. The soil it prefers is moist, acidic, rich, and well drained. This tree is not drought tolerant, but it is tolerant of heavy clay, erosion, and deer browse. So hey, it's tolerant of a lot of things, it's just not tolerant of drought. Here's the native range of this tree in the green according to bonap.org. Well guys, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful. Remember, I have another video on small native trees for your butterfly garden. This is a part 2. This is a second installment. So if you want to see the first set of 5 native trees for your butterfly garden that are small, go check that out. I can leave links to that as well down below. And don't forget to leave me a comment down below. Tell me which one of these 5 native trees are your favorite out of the list. And don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe so that you don't miss out on any more native plant content and wildlife habitat videos from me to you. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys. Hey guys, don't forget to follow me on Blue Sky and Instagram. These are the 2 best social media accounts other than YouTube, where you can find me and you can see me post photos of the garden, thoughts on wildlife, and more. So don't forget to follow me over there. Brand new items are now available in the shop. Thanks so much to viewers like you for supporting the channel. To support the channel, like the video, comment, and subscribe. You can also support my work by buying art from me at macylou.com. Thanks for watching!